Hey everyone, my name is Noah Mian, back on the Arc of Truth, and since I did not post anything on Friday, I am gonna say, to make up for that, I'm gonna be posting 3 videos today on Sunday, followed by another video tomorrow, as to continue on with my schedule of releasing videos Mondays and Fridays, so I want to get back to that. So I want to talk about, for right now, the tariff proposal that Donald Trump has actually just issued. Well, he didn't exactly issue it right now because it needs to get through Congress. I mean, after all, they have the power of the purse as stated in the Constitution. But he did actually propose such tariffs, and while he may have support from some parts of both sides of the aisle. In fact, there is an Ohio Congresswoman who is a Democrat who actually supports something like this, which is kind of surprising because, well, the Democrats that are usually opposed to Trump, he's been getting more backlash internationally. He's been getting a lot of backlash in terms of the European Union, Canada, China, those major players, because they each have a big factor in the economy. And at the same time, ever since he announced his proposal to the rest of the country, the stock market actually went down by 400 points. I'm pretty sure by this time that it's sort of recovered, or at the very least it's stabilized. But considering this is definitely not going to be. Doesn't sound like good news for investors. Not a lot of people have a good feeling on the tariffs, because I've been hearing actually a few things like this would actually start another trade war with Canada, with China and stuff. Sure, that may be possible. I am not here to say that it won't be possible, but I'm pretty sure that the United States would still win the trade war. At the same time, I don't think that the trade war, this whole tariff thing, is supposed to be affecting American allies, like say with Canada and the EU. Yes, the EU has taxed U.S. imports, and Canada definitely has interest of continuing to import steel and aluminum to the United States, since they are the number 1 importer to the U.S. in terms of those two things. I've been actually hearing a lot of rumors suggesting that this may actually be in reference to China. And to be fair, that this would actually be a pretty good assessment, considering that how China is a well-known currency manipulator. I wouldn't be surprised by this. Besides, considering that Trump is actually making the idea of a 25% tariff tax on the steel and 10% on aluminum, this is definitely going to be hitting hard, especially for China. Yes, they are the second largest economy, but honestly, I think that it maybe just be growing way too fast and way too big all at once. I think that sooner or later it will eventually explode, because there is a lot of inequality and a lot of economic factors to be involved here. Say what you want about the United States, especially in terms of income inequality. In China, there isn't really much maneuverability. In the major cities, there is obviously there is that middle or upper class that basically is involved with international trade, but yet the majority of the population is definitely full of peasants and are farm workings, and basically China is still their economy is still in an industrial area stage. So I wouldn't be surprised if their economy would collapse. But again, this would definitely be a result of these tariffs would be a result of China over currency manipulation, and especially a little bit on some things in terms of like North Korea. As we already know, with recently, with there has been actually a little bit of an escalation with North Korea after the Olympics. So I'm pretty sure that this is meant to be further leverage against China to work against North Korea. Maybe not, I don't know. But again, Donald Trump is getting much backlash. And while this these tariffs may serve to boost him in terms of like China and stuff, his overall goal for the tariff is to basically bring the jobs back. After all, let's face it, America's manufacturing and steel industry, it's just gone way bottom. I wouldn't say collapse, but it's definitely not catching up with the rest of the world, especially with China. So I'm pretty sure that he's doing this in order to encourage businesses to hire more jobs here and to build more steel and aluminum factories, so that way we can be big producers again, as we did back in the good old days. So I think that's one of his goals, especially with China. Now again, before I got my thought interrupted with his domestic concern in terms of this tariff. Again, he gains a lot of backlash from the rest of the international community. The EU obviously doesn't like this. They are actually proposing a 25% high tax tariff rate for any U.S. import. Like say for Florida, there's rum, I think it was, which is considered a delicacy, especially in Europe. So since that since there would be a 25% tariff tax rate that goes up, that would definitely be a big hit, especially in terms of that industry, or at the very least within the state of Florida itself. And this is actually a reoccurring thing as for so many other nations that are looking into this tariff proposal by Donald Trump. In fact, Justin Trudeau, as much as I hate him, he actually said on the news, even though that it was a pretty bad statement, he basically said he will defend Canadians' interests. So I wouldn't fault him for that, as every leader should look out for the interests of their country. But still, as an American, and since I'm biased as an American, I kind of want to put my own country first. So for right now, this is just a proposal. And who knows, this may actually start a trade war. I don't know. Donald Trump has actually tweeted that this may actually be a good thing for the United States. I don't know if that's the case. I've heard some bad stuff about trade wars, but then again, the United States before has used tariffs in order to fund the United States government and to protect local industries. So I don't really know. For right now, this is just a proposal. Nothing more, nothing less. I believe it's fair to say we should wait until very later, when this may soon become a possibility. That's all I have for you today. Please wait for there will be the 2 other videos that I will be posting very soon, today, and I will be following up with another video tomorrow to catch up with the rest of my schedule. That's all I have for you in this video. My name is Noah Mino on The Arc of Truth. Please share this video, comment, like, and subscribe.